Hey guys, hitting some hot topics from Facebook. People suggested. First one is it was a Cattywampus boobs, which is basically like one boob's like way bigger than the other, or something like that. I tried looking that up on Pornhub, and like Pornhub was embarrassed, like they wouldn't talk about it. The closest thing when I typed it in, the first thing that comes up is big natural boobs porn star, stellar cocks, rough anal double penetration abuse. They'd rather talk about that than two misshaped boobs. Oddly enough, that somebody else recommended apples for a topic. You type apples in on Pornhub, and there's so many videos that make you sick, man. Make American Pie look like PG-13, which it probably was. What else we got? Oh, these things. People are eating these now. It's like a pod. My parents would beat me. Like if I ate one of these when I was a kid, and I had to go get my stomach pumped or something like that, they would put such a savage beating on me. I mean, why? I don't know. The closest thing I can relate to, like when I was a kid, I had to blow like this dart gun that I could blow these darts out, and I had like this little plastic dart in it. And for some reason, I was messing around with it, and I ended up sucking on the end of it, and I ended up swallowing the dart. My parents are like down this hill. I run down the hill, and by the time I get there, I'm fine. I already swallowed the stupid thing. But all they do, instead of going to the hospital or something, they say, well, you'll pass it. So basically, eventually, I'm going to shit a dart out. So about 2 or 3 days later, my parents are like, well, did you find it? I'm like, find what? And they're like, the dart. And I'm like, I'm not going to stare at my crap every time.
Yep.
But, there was like no hospital visit or anything. It was like, hey, why don't you stare at your poop for about 3 or 4 days and see if you find a dart? That was like as close as I got to a hospital trip back then. But they'd be mad if I swallowed this thing. This thing's probably about 50 cents or something like that. I ain't even get an allowance back there, but I guarantee Dad would have me digging a hole somewhere to pay for that Tide ball. That's crazy. What else we got? Kids throwing fits in public. Hey, my kids are pretty good about not doing that. I was at the bank one time. The lady's like, "Wow, your kids are like." As soon as they got a sucker, they're like, "Oh, thank you so much." And the lady's like, "Well, how that's great that they could do that." And what I did when they were kids, if they didn't say thank you when we went outside, I'd eat their suckers. I'd take their food and just eat it. I'd tell them if they weren't grateful enough, to say thanks, that I'd eat your food. Well, you got to follow through with that, man. You got to take your kids' candy and you got to eat it. That's parenting 101 right there. Bitcoins. I'm not sure what Bitcoins is. I think if you get 100 of them, you get like an extra life and another chance to save the princess. But they got that in all different countries now, apparently. It's good for Mario. Shitholes. Yeah, I still don't think that the Trump ever really admitted to calling, I think, as Haiti or whatever, a shithole. Sounds like a shithole. I'm not real shocked that he called it that. Cat's playing my butt. No, I kind of see his point. Like, if I got a decent house, if I was going to have a party and invite people over, I probably won't go to the trailer park and be like, hey, you guys want to come wreck my house? You don't want a bunch of people from shitholes hanging out at your place, man. I get it. Makes sense. Anal bleaching. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's just like a girl thing. I got a feeling you eat enough Tide balls, it'll kind of bleach itself on the way out. So maybe that's something you want to get into. I think you can put them on pizza now. Something to think about. The bastardization of the American dream. Yeah, I think freaking Lance. I think originally I think the American dream was probably like you risk everything for some chance of making it big or being successful. I'm not sure if that even is the American dream anymore, or if I think we're just happy playing it safe and bitching. And as far as that goes, I think most of us are there. We've kind of peaked. We got things to bitch about that really don't concern us, but we can talk about it and try and make ourselves sound intelligent. And I think, as long as you can get some likes in life, just call it good. I think that's most of it, man. There's one about internet trolls, man. I don't have my kids on any sort of social media. I'm not sure what age that'll happen. I just try and avoid it. I don't even have pictures of them on Facebook. But yeah, that's rough, man. And people are so tough when they're miles away behind a computer, you know. So uh, yeah, protect your family, keep them off of stuff like that. If you can go put a beating on some kids to get them to leave your kid alone, I'm all for that too, though.